Hey, welcome to spring. I'm Mark McNutt, and I love to talk about astrology and share the overview with you. I do this every month at the new moon, and it's a new moon in Taurus, but it goes immediately into Gemini by the weekend. There's a lot going on now, but I'm just going to use this video to focus on a certain T-square that's coming right up. So first of all, the new moon. New moon is new beginnings, and it's the start of the next cycle. There's been a lot of planets in Taurus lately, and so all of you Taurians are probably, rocking and rolling, whereas Scorpios are a little bit challenged, by the opposition and all that. The time opposite your own birthday is, your power time is around your birthday, and the time opposite that can be more challenging. So moving into Gemini, Gemini is about variety. It's about expansion into the many possibilities, the fascination with what's possible. And so the sun and moon are in Taurus right now, but they both move into Gemini by the weekend, and that's a whole new ball game there. And also, and most importantly, and by the way, I have very vocal cats. You've probably seen them in past videos. We're growing gray cats here in abundance. So anyway, these times are going to do a nice flip over the weekend into the 20th to 21st of May there, and whole new set of parameters there with Gemini and the variety. Then the most important thing to talk about today is a certain T-square. So a T-square is when you have three planets or more at right angles to each other. And it's a stress point. A lot of times people talk about opposition. When I say opposition, they think oppression. No, opposition is like a polarity. But square is like cross purposes, at right angles, when people say they're cross with each other, when they say, there's various phrases having to do with the square relationship in the horoscope. So a square is when one planet is 90 degrees from another, and if you have one planet in square to another, in square to a third, that's called a T-square. The reason I want to focus on this particular T-square of Mars, Jupiter, and Pluto is because they're all entering new signs. So let's break that down a little bit. Pluto has to do a transformation, death and rebirth, total change, total upheaval, and spiraling into a new place with how things are done. Pluto has recently entered Aquarius, but it's sort of like a false movement because Pluto just is right on that cusp. Pluto on the Capricorn Aquarius cusp, and then it's already moved into retrograde, going back into Capricorn. Pluto has been in Capricorn since about 2005, and it spends about that long, about 20 years per sign. So when it moves into Aquarius finally, about the end of the year, it's going to be, big movement for all of us. Pluto in Capricorn has been about business and transformation of business, finance, and government, and law and that sort of thing. And it's been really shifting very quickly, as we can see with, the political news that's going down, not only in this country but elsewhere. And so Pluto in Capricorn has been a transformation of how things are done, and is really a gateway for a new paradigm with society. Pluto moving into Aquarius brings forth, Aquarius is about ideals, about people, about humanitarian interests. We're not quite there yet. We're kind of teasing with that energy right now. And then it's like, nope, okay, pulled the rug out from under. You thought we were moving here, but, we still have a little bit more work to do with Pluto and Capricorn, and a little bit more of undoing of the old before the new paradigm happens. Then that's more like last month's news. But then you also have Mars and Jupiter both entering new signs. Mars goes through the whole zodiac in 2 years, and Mars is about yang energy. It's about motivation, drive, chutzpah, pouring it on. Mars is exceptionally good for team sports and for aggression and for competition and things like that. Mars is not so good for cooperation. So Mars has been in Cancer the last 2 months, and spends about 2 months per sign. And Mars is moving into Leo for a whole bunch of the summer. Mars in Cancer is very much about home and family and root values and really the drive for that. But Mars moving into Leo is going to be about demonstrativeness. It's going to be about expression. It's going to bring up a lot of drama, but it can be a really fine thing. Mars and Leo can be really, really fun, and is like pouring it on in ways that motivate towards fun, towards pleasure, towards love. That's the positive side of it. Mars and Leo also can have in fact, this whole T-square has a lot to do with obstinacy. It has to do with fixed signs and being really determined, which can also be very stubborn. So Mars and Leo for the next few months is going to really inspire a lot of fun, a lot of creativity, and yet it's not necessarily about cooperation. And then you have so Mars moves into Leo on about Saturday, and then you also have Jupiter, which has just recently, in the past few days, Jupiter's entered a new sign, Taurus. So Jupiter's right on that cusp with Aries and Taurus. Jupiter usually spends a year per sign. Oh, here comes everyone loves my lovely assistant. He hangs on every word, and it really benefits his life. This is Caboodle. Anyway, so Jupiter has been in Aries, usually spending a year per sign, but Jupiter will be Jupiter zipped through Aries and is going to be in Taurus over the next year. Jupiter has to do with abundance, expansion, opportunity. So the Ganesh energy, if you will. Jupiterian, another word for Jupiter is Jove, so very jovial kind of energy. So this Jupiter-Mars thing could be really fun for the summer fun and the festival season and the outgoing energy of summer. But that's only one component. Yes. See, he loves this stuff. So Jupiter moving into Taurus is about the abundance of earth, material plane, gardening, money, finance. So Jupiter moving into Taurus is going to bring forth a lot of opportunities for many people to take advantage of this shifting paradigm in order to move energy on the earth plane. Like, in other words, pay off your credit card bill or move into a new enterprise that allows one to really flourish on that material level. Jupiter is also about Jupiter and Taurus will bring forth sensuality and bling, and Jupiter and Taurus is, it's just can be a very positive statement there. However, Jupiter moving, and it's moving out of the place of self and self-awareness and all that into the fundamentals, into what grounds us. Isn't that right, Caboodle? And so Jupiter moving to Taurus happens over the next year, starts right now, and Jupiter, lots of opportunities coming up, but the T-square brings up the stress points, brings up, at right angles. So Mars, the desire for fun, for being seen, for making a show of it, is at right angles to Jupiter, which brings forth the details of having to fund it all and having to, fund all that fun. And then, so Jupiter is right in the middle, and Mars is in opposition with Pluto. So Mars opposition Pluto can be a big source of conflict. I'm concerned about, there's been lots of mass shootings. They're not necessarily going to go down under this aspect, because this is a powerful, some could say it's a war aspect. Another way to put that is it's conflicts come to the surface, and so you might find that something's been brewing for a while with your family, with your friends, with your job, and then boom, there's going to be movement now. This is a very unstuck time. Well, there he goes. He's had enough, and so the T-square is the stress points of this, and it becomes more pronounced if your birthday is right around the Capricorn Aquarius cusp, or the Aries Taurus cusp, or the Cancer Leo cusp, or even the Scorpio Libra Scorpio cusp. And so what that means is if you're born within a few days of January 20th, 4/20, July 23rd, and October 23rd, that you're going to be really, really affected by these things. As always, get your personal reading, because that's where we sort it all out. I'm not interested in sharing on, generalities with people, because they don't apply to the individual that much. I love working with individuals because we're all very unique. So you can contact me through astrowizardry@gmail or astrowizardry.com for that connection. So this T-square, the Mars part of it moves on into Leo. The T-square is only for a week or so, but we'll be feeling it, and that's why I want to get this video out to people, because it's a very here and now kind of a thing. In other news, Venus in Cancer, it's very sweet and beautiful, and Venus will be moving into Leo eventually and catching up with Mars. So there could be a lot of playfulness and a lot of joy this summer. Right now, it's a time to come from the heart. With Venus in Cancer, I always picture gondolas in the moonlight and being fed grapes from, while the guitar was playing on that gondola boat, and that's Venus in Cancer energy. Very sweet, very right now. So I want to end on that note, and wish you all well in the coming season. And again, get that reading, like us, join, subscribe, and stay tuned for another video and another announcement, because I'm really excited about once again presenting the triple flame empowerment and methods for grabbing our energy, taking our energy, and becoming fully empowered and mastering who we are in all life situations. And that's through the triple flame, and there will be an associated video for that as well. So wishing you well, happy pre-summer, enjoy the weather.